Hi guys, Landrie here, therapist and owner at Ethredge Counseling Group. If you're one of my clients, you might recognize this background. I'm popping on here to let you know that there's a new blog post up on the website coming later today. It's a little bit more about me and my background. And next week I'll have a blog post up a little bit about Annalise. You may or may not know Annalise. She also works with me. She started working with me back at the beginning of the year. And there will be a blog post up about her next week with a little bit more background about us, how we got into counseling, what some of our favorite hobbies and self-care practices are. Doesn't go into too much detail, but a fun way to get to know us a little bit better and maybe see us in a little bit broader picture than just, sitting on the couch and where we don't really talk about ourselves at all. So you can check that out. For me, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about some of my favorite self-care practices. Yes, I do practice what I preach. Something, if you're one of my clients, something you'll know that I talk about a lot is our 4 basic needs outside of our physical needs. 5. Okay, if we don't drink any water, if we don't eat any food, obviously we're not going to be surviving. But we have 4 other really basic human needs, and those are power, freedom, fun, and connection. And I like to talk about power as being the ability to hone a skill and the opportunity to use that skill. So for me, I get a sense of power or empowerment by my work. I love doing what I do. I love understanding the brain. I love understanding people. And so creating a business around that has really helped me feel fulfilled in life because it's something that I really love to do. It's a skill that I have, and I have the opportunity to use that skill, and that gives us a sense of power. The second one, freedom, is basically pretty self-explanatory, the ability to choose. When we feel stuck, that's the opposite of what I'm talking about here. So freedom, the ability to choose, and sometimes it's really has to do with realizing how much freedom we actually do have. A lot of times I think we think that we're stuck in a situation or a life circumstance. Sometimes we may be actually stuck, but a lot of times it's more of this sense of, why is my life like this? And there's no other option. Realizing that we do often have more options than we think we do, and using our agency and our taking initiative and creating the life that we want. So taking advantage of our freedom that we have. And then the last 2 are fun and connection. Fun, okay. I have a lot of things that I love doing, but top of the list would be being outside. I love hiking. There's not a ton of great hiking in Charleston, but a long walk will do. But I do try to get up to North Carolina as much as I can, which isn't really that often, but as much as I can, I like to go. And as many of you know, I have a 4-year-old husky named Nika, and she, of course, also loves hiking with me. I have a lot of family in the area. I love to spend time with my family. A lot of my self-care has to do with really honing in on the basics. I have a nightly routine that I love. I have a morning routine that I love that really sets me up for a grounded day. So I'm a huge proponent of morning routines because that truly does set us up for a good day. If we're dehydrated, if we don't have enough protein, if we haven't started our day in a calm, grounded way, if we're starting with a bunch of adrenaline and feeling late, or et cetera, the rest of our day we're going to be up and down. So I love honing my morning routine. I love to read mysteries and whodunits. That's something that was instilled in me very early on by my grandmother, Dot. Her name is Dorothy, but she went by Dot. She was a huge reader. She loved reading, and my mom also really instilled reading in us early, but mysteries was something that I loved reading when I was a little girl. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, really didn't start with books. It started with radio shows. I grew up on the old radio shows, Sherlock Holmes with Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce. I listened to those on little cassette tapes in my Walkman. But I typically read daily. If I'm not reading for work, I'm definitely reading for fun. So those are a few of the self-care practices I have. Moving daily, long walks, getting that movement in is one of the best things I've ever done for my mental health, is committing to going on a walk every day. Of course, I'm in therapy. I obviously believe in therapy. Like I said, practice what I preach. I love my therapist. I see her every week. If it's a pretty rough week, I might even see her twice. But it's a wonderful way to go in for a tune-up and make sure you're staying on track, and creating a place where if you do have something you need to talk through, you have that appointment, and you're going to be able to have the space to talk through that thing. Those are the things that are coming out off the top of my head at the moment. And then the last one, let's see, fun, connection, basic human need, connection. And like I said, I have a lot of family in the area, so I'm getting a lot of connection that way, and my sweet dog, of course. So that's a little bit about me, and you can read a little bit more on the blog that'll come out later today. And then you'll get to know Annalise a little bit next week when the blog comes out then. So stay tuned, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.